Hey guys, Mr. Gibson here. So welcome to my class, whether you be in biology or chemistry. This is really, I think, the first time that you will see a video of me, maybe your first time ever seeing me. And I just wanted to start your class the same way I usually start my classes. The difference is you're watching a video instead of me saying it in person. And I always just like to start by saying that my goal as a teacher, whether you have me for chemistry, biology, beyond all of that, my goal is to help you be successful. This is a rough time that we're going through globally right now, and this is different, a different way that you've probably ever had to do class. It's definitely a different way than I've ever had to teach class. But understand that through all of this, and all the assignments and everything you're going to have to do for this class, that my goal, like the bottom line, is to help you be successful. It's never to trip you up. I don't ever try to trick you or make things intentionally difficult. Everything I do is designed to help you. So what I want to take a look at today with this welcome to class assignment is, how do you be successful in my class? What is kind of the almost the instruction manual for how to be successful in my class? Well, the assignment that you're doing right now is called Welcome to Class, and something I've attached on there is the virtual classroom expectations, and this looks exactly how it does in biology and chemistry, the same way. The opening days are very similar, so I'm making one video to kind of catch everybody at once. So here you can see the virtual expectations. So let's click on that and see what this says. So this is my classroom expectations. This is my kind of guide to success, if you will. So I will have a different set of these for like class procedures when you're with me in the building, but these are just a few expectations for while we have class virtually. So first of all, how do you contact me if you need something? Well, there's my email right there. You can email me at any time, and I will respond as fast as I can. You are welcome to email me in the middle of the night. Probably won't respond in the middle of the night, but I get my emails. I get the push notifications on my phone, so I can see when you email me. And if it's during the school day and you're struggling with something and you want me to kind of walk you through it over the phone, then you can call the school phone number there on the screen, and you can just ask them to transfer you to my classroom to say, can I talk to Mr. Gibson? And it shouldn't be a problem for you to get to talk to me. Okay. The best way to reach me, though, is probably that email, because I get it on my phone and I can respond super fast, assuming I am not asleep. Okay. Another thing to think about now that, at least for the time being, 100% of your learning is going to be online, is what is digital etiquette? And what I mean by etiquette is kind of like, what are digital manners? How should we carry ourselves online? So first thing you want to think about is think before you type something. All right. So always take a second to consider what you're saying. Make sure it makes sense. Make sure it's respectful. Make sure that it's typed clearly and concisely. If you're typing something in an assignment, it shouldn't be of the same level of grammar as what you would maybe text on your phone. Okay. You need to think before you type and take what you're typing very seriously. Don't ever share private information in a public setting, and that's just kind of in general. The irony of that is I have a student interest survey that you're going to take as your next assignment, where you will share some information with me about yourself. Never feel like you have to hand out private information. If you feel uncomfortable sharing something, that's totally okay. But especially on assignments where a bunch of people are going to see it, like if you're working with a partner, you don't want to put like your name, address, social security number, blood type, all of that stuff. I don't know why you would, but just in general, when you're online, keep private information private, okay? Always be kind. No matter what's going on, you should always treat your classmates and me, anyone you're speaking to online, with respect and dignity, okay? There's really no cause for foul language when you're working online. There's no reason to ever be disrespectful, to type something hateful to somebody. If you're working together and you don't like their work, don't ever just like disrespect them on the assignment. That's something you could always bring to me, I suppose, but always be kind when working online. Consider your audience. When we're in group chats or working on group assignments, don't share anything that's offensive, okay? If you've got your camera on, well, hopefully you wouldn't do this anyway, but if you've got your camera on, obviously you shouldn't sit there, shouldn't be sitting there vaping or wearing a t-shirt with, foul language or something inappropriate on it. Okay, so consider your audience. And when you're submitting things to me, consider that I'm your audience and you should be as professional as possible. And don't ghost people, okay? So if we have a meeting or if you've asked to have a meeting at a certain time, show up for that meeting, okay? If you say, hey, I need help on Google Meet at this time, can you meet with me? I will take time out of my day to meet with you. Don't ghost me though. Don't just leave me hanging because I will have allotted time for that. If you're working in a group assignment, don't just leave somebody hanging because you're gonna have to collaborate with people. That's a big way of how we learn. I'm gonna try and build some of that in as best as I can, but don't ever just leave somebody hanging and do the work on their own. Okay, be responsible and do your portion of the work. All right, so moving on to some specifics. These are some things that you will want to keep note of and are very important with my classroom for your class this year. All right, this year we're going to be having an online interactive notebook. So normally you may have kept a notebook or a binder for your class. It's the same for this class, but it won't be a physical notebook or a physical binder. Rather, it's a digital one made in Google Slides. I've already set it up. Well, I haven't set it up for you specifically, but I've already made a template for it. It's got all your units, it's got where to type your information, and you setting that up is also an assignment in Google Classroom that's due as the same day as this assignment. So hopefully you're gonna, after this video, go and do that assignment and set up your interactive notebook. It's not very hard, you just gotta type in your name and some basic information. But the biggest thing here is that you keep up with your interactive notebook for the entirety of this class. Okay, if you have me in biology, you got me all year long. So this thing is gonna be really big because you're gonna keep up with it all year long. If you've got me in chemistry, every trimester that you have me, you're gonna wanna keep up with your interactive notebook. There's a lot of things that are gonna go in your notebook that this was just the best format to do it. So bell works, we're gonna have daily bell ringers, and I think you guys will find those really helpful. But those are going to go in your notebooks. Learning targets. When we start a new topic, I'm going to give you my expectations for exactly what you need to know by the time we're done learning that topic, and all of those targets are going to go into your interactive notebook. And a bunch of other things. Random assignments, I'm going to say, hey, take this, copy and paste this slide into your interactive notebook. So it's almost like by the end of this, you're going to have like a little digital textbook for your class that you yourself have made. When you set it up, don't forget to share it with me. Okay, don't just submit it into the assignment. I need access to it. So you can make me an editor or a viewer. Either one is fine. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to edit your notebook. But when you set it up with the assignment, click share. It actually says top left. It needs to say top right. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little dyslexic sometimes. Then type in my email address and share it with me. That way I have it, and it's super easy for me to grade that way. So what I'm going to do is, to ensure that you're keeping up with your notebook, because the more you keep up with it, the better you're going to learn in this class, I'm going to periodically check your notebook, probably at the end of each topic or each unit. And how well you've kept up with that is going to be a quiz grade. So it should just be an easy 100 on a quiz. All right. We are going to have daily bell ringers. If you have me in person, I always have them on the board, but you can't see my board right now. So what I've done is I've made a Google slide document, and you can see that in the Google Classroom. Let's just go ahead and take a look at that. And each day you are responsible. Oops, wrong thing. This is what the biology one looks like. Each day you're responsible for taking a bell ringer. When it loads, like this is day one, spoilers. You're going to copy this slide and paste it into your interactive notebook for that day. And so I should see every single bell ringer in your interactive notebook. For chemistry, yours is right here, and it's all under the topic that says bell ringers. I always try my best to have things clearly labeled for you guys. So here is the chemistry bell ringers, same thing. You're just going to take that slide and you're going to copy it and you're going to paste it. And I've got some instructions on how to complete that assignment once you get there. Okay. Where was I? Here we go. All right. So yeah, each day You're going to copy the bell ringer question and answer. I'm going to answer it at some point during the day. I recommend you looking at it before I give out the answer, because then you're actually thinking about what the answer could be and trying to solve it on your own rather than just waiting for me to type something. But I'll end up typing the answer into that slide. So like day one for biology is what is biology. Day one for chemistry is what is chemistry. I'm going to put the answer there. Once that answer is there, you're going to copy that, put it in your interactive notebook. And it's it's a big part of your notebook, Greg, because this is something daily you're going to have to do. So I want to give you a lot of credit for having done that. And it's also important to try to like I said, to answer the question before I reveal the answer. And what's really helpful is some of these questions might appear maybe in a reworded form on your quizzes and tests. So the more you study your bell ringers, probably the better you're going to do on your quizzes and your tests. All right, due dates on assignments. If you get into the classroom, you can see I've already assigned due dates for that whole first week. That is when those assignments are due. And actually, because I know different people's schedules work differently, you may not be able to complete the work during what is considered the school day. It may be after your parents get home from work or something like that, after you get home from work. So I give you until midnight on the due date on those. It is your responsibility. It's my expectation that you will complete those assignments by the due date. Okay, so like this assignment and setting up your notebook is due at midnight on the 24th. Well, 11:59 on the 24th. So I expect that you'll have those done by that time. Now, if an assignment is not turned in by the due date, so if I come in on the 25th and open it up and say, all right, John Doe has not completed this assignment, I don't see anything in there, I will put your grade in as missing, which counts as a 0% in the grade book until you turn it in. Okay, so just make sure you're keeping up with those and you're not just forgetting to do assignments, because that will build up and it'll really hurt your grade. So we got some hard due dates on these, just like if you were in class and I said, hey, fill this out and turn it into me, it would be like you sitting there not doing anything and then just walking out with the piece of paper, and I wouldn't have anything to grade. So, but if you complete it by the due date, I'll be able to grade it. All right, collaborative work. Like I said, collaboration with your peers is, I think, a super useful thing when trying to learn. That's going to be more difficult on us this year because you guys aren't sitting next to each other in a classroom. You're all in your homes on computers. So I will do my best to have some assignments in which you work together towards some kind of common goal. I will assign who you will work with, and I'll have different mechanisms for how to do that. I'll try to make that as smooth as possible. Whoever you are with, always treat the partner with respect and dignity. Don't ghost them. Don't make them complete something on their own. If they're asking you questions, don't just ignore them, okay? And even though it's a collaborative assignment, understand that your grade is only based on your share of the work. I understand that you probably, when you saw that slide, some people got really nervous because they're like, crap, every time I do group work, I have to do all the work by myself, and everyone else gets a good grade. Well, that's not going to be the case here, because everything you're going to be completing is in a Google file of some sort, and I will be able to see the edit history. So I can see, oh, this person did answer all the questions and this other partner didn't do anything. And so the partner that didn't do anything would not get a good grade, obviously. But I can make sure that everyone has done their equal share of the work. So don't stress out about that. All right, I would love for us to get to meet together on Google Meet occasionally. I'm not going to ever require and say your grade is based on you meeting at this time on this date. If you can't be there, sucks for you, you get a 0. I won't ever do that, but I will schedule times for us to meet together. And this will mainly just be an opportunity for you to ask me any questions if you need help with something. If you're confused by anything, if you want me to walk through something and kind of explain something out loud a little bit better, that's what that meet will be for. You do not have to have your camera turned on during these meetings, but if it is on, make sure that what that camera is showing us is respectful and will not scar us for life. So yeah, I would just advise leaving the camera off unless you need to show me something you're working on paper. Your mic needs to be muted unless you are the one asking a question or talking, because we get feedback and we hear all kinds of stuff in the background. And so just make sure that your mic is muted unless you're talking in a Google Meet. Anything you say or share within these meetings must be respectful to me and your classmates and adhere to the school code of conduct, which we're going to talk about kind of our school expectations very briefly here in just a minute. you will not be penalized if you cannot make it to the meeting time of a Google Meet. So like if I schedule one for Thursday at 2 p.m. And you can't make it because maybe you're at work, or you have to wait till your parent gets home to get the computer, something like that. If something happens, you can't be there at that time. That's not the end of the world. Like I said, your grade will not be penalized. What I'll actually do is record every single Google Meet and post it on the classroom. So if you can't make that time, you can always go and watch the video of the Google Meet. That way, if you are afraid that you missed something, you can catch it there. Okay. All right, this is the schedule. So I don't have anybody fifth period this first trimester, but first, second, third, and fourth, those are the times that if I choose for us to meet, that's when we'll meet. So if I say, hey, first period chemistry class, we're going to meet on Tuesday, it will be at 10 a.m. to 10:45. Okay, so that's just, we schedule that time so that we don't overlap with other teachers. So I don't schedule the same thing as your math teacher, for example, and then you have to choose between us who's your favorite, and then someone gets their feelings hurt and all that stuff. So we will have set times, and I will always remind you of that time if I schedule a Google Meet. Okay, and I'll let you know in plenty of time beforehand when that meeting is going to be. All right, quizzes and tests. We are going to have those because the main purpose of those is one, to see how you're doing in learning the content, but also to see how I'm doing at teaching the content. And I'm teaching in a way I've never taught before. So I need to get your feedback on how well you're learning with quizzes and tests. So quizzes will be at the end of each topic. For example, you're going to see in Unit 1, it'll have multiple topics in Unit 1. So it may have Unit 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. At the end of each of those topics, you'll have a quiz. Those will be on Google Forms. You will only get one attempt at each quiz, and I trust you not to cheat. If you cheat, it really messes up my, well, one, it's unethical, but two, it really messes up like my perception of how well I'm teaching, because again, these are used for me to tell how effective I've been as a teacher. And so if you're cheating, that doesn't give me accurate data. Tests will be given at the end of each unit. So like Unit 1, Unit 2. They will either be given over Google Forms or GradeCamp. Not sure yet, I'll be honest. We're still working on which one will be the easiest for you guys. But I will absolutely let you know, and you will have clear instructions when it comes to the time of a test. Tests are larger grades than quizzes, obviously. And again, I trust you not to cheat on this assignment either. All right. Unforeseen circumstances. So I understand that this is a rough scenario for just about everybody. So learning online has a lot of kickbacks. There's a lot of benefits, but there's a lot of kickbacks too. For example, if your Wi-Fi goes out, or if you're stuck at work, or if a parent is stuck at work and can't pick you up to take you home to do your homework, and you run out of time, please let me know. Okay, we are all in new territory, and that's going to bring some unforeseen challenges. So email me as soon as possible to let me know if something that happens that has prevented you from completing an assignment. I may still mark it as missing because honestly, there's just more for my organization until I get that assignment turned in from you. But if you've emailed me ahead of time, be like, hey, I'm sorry I cannot complete this assignment on this date. I'll get it to you by tomorrow or the next day. When you get it to me, I'll put it in as if you turned it in on time. Okay, you won't get any late marks. You won't get any late points marked off or anything like that. If you let me know ahead of time why you turned it in late. Okay, I understand things are going to happen, so I want to be as understanding. Again, my goal is to help you be successful. So I want to make sure I'm doing that. All right, new ideas. So let me be honest with you guys. I am in total unfamiliar territory when it comes to teaching online. And therefore, I'm probably going to make some mistakes. And I hope that you guys, as we go, are understanding when that happens. If something I have made doesn't work for you or it's not clear, first, please let me know so that I can fix it. Or if you guys have any ideas, you guys are super literate when it comes to computers and all that stuff. So if you have a way, be like, hey, I think if you did it this way, it'd work a little bit better. Feel free to let me know. Like, don't call me stupid or anything like that, but shoot me an email that says, hey, I have this suggestion for how you can do this in class. I would love to hear your ideas, and I'd love to give you an opportunity to be creative. Okay. You guys are great at using tech, and I would, like I said, love to hear your ideas. While I may not make every change that you recommend, like if you say, hey, I think it'd be a great idea if we just watched all the Jurassic Park movies for a unit. That sounds really fun, to be honest, but you wouldn't learn anything that way. So I may not recommend, or I may not put into action every idea that you recommend, but I will listen to all your ideas and I will do everything in my power to accommodate you. Okay? I hope this class is a safe environment for you to be creative and innovative. This is science. That's kind of what we do. We see problems, we ask questions, and we solve those problems. All right? And I want to give you guys an opportunity to do that as well. All right, those are my classroom expectations for virtual learning. Before the video ends, I want to show you just a couple other things really quickly that I think you will think is helpful. And one cool thing about videos is if I go too fast, you can always like pause it and click back and watch that section again. So just as far as school-wide guidelines, we really just have a motto here at PC. And if you're in chemistry, you probably know this because you're a junior, but if you're in biology, you're probably a freshman. You may not know this. Our behavior expectations, whether we are in person or virtual, is that you are 3RT. Okay, that means you are respectful, responsible, ready to learn, and a team player. Where do we expect you to be 3RT? Pretty much everywhere. Academic settings, both virtual and in person, special events, common areas. The rationale behind this is that following these guidelines are going to maximize learning for everybody, not just you, but the people around you, because they feel safe and respected. And you're doing your responsible share of the work, and that kind of lets everyone have a safe learning environment. Okay, and it minimizes the distraction from the educational process. All right, so always be respectful. Yourself, any bus driver, other students, custodians, cafeteria, instructional assistants, teachers, guidance counselors, anyone you run into, be respectful to that person, listen to others, be kind and caring, allow for personal space, and don't ever bully people. All right, be responsible, follow the rules, use appropriate language and gestures on Google Meet. Keep a safe environment. Remember your duty to report anything that you may see or hear that you think needs reported, and take care of yourself. Make sure that you are keeping a routine and you're completing things on time. Respect each other and respect the school. Okay, always be ready to learn. Be rested. Get proper nutrition. Be on time with your assignments, and be prepared at all times. And of course, be a team prayer. I'm sure that's your thing, but also be a team player. Have appropriate behavior, because that's the norm here at PC. Keep a positive attitude about things. Do your part and be an active learner. All right. Always, again, be 3RT. All right. Again, let me show you a couple more things before I end the video. You will see at the top of all of your classrooms, this is biology, you see it at the top here for chemistry too, class materials. And what this is, these are things that you just, that you may need or want to see throughout the class that may be useful. So here's the syllabus. If you want to know what we're going to cover in here and kind of my policies on some things, you can go in and click the syllabus and read the syllabus. My in-class procedures are here. Or when we come back to school and I have you guys in class, we'll go over these. But bathroom procedures aren't really necessary right now since you're at home. If we ever get to do labs again, this is a lab safety contract we'll go over. An assignment you're going to see, I believe it's on Friday, is it talks about how to write these things called CERs, and the claim evidence reasoning. And I've got a template here that you're always welcome to look at for how to write one. And if Spanish is your dominant language, then I've got a Spanish version of it there as well. Okay. One thing I also want to show you is my Google site. All right. So this is super useful, and I'm going to link this on the Google Classroom so that you guys will be able to see this. And let me show you your all's view. So this is my Google site. It's got lots of cool information. So this is Mr. Gibson's class. It's got my email. It's got your Google Classroom codes if you need that for every period. Okay. It's got a remind code for you to join and get updates from me, which while we're virtual, email will probably be just as easy. But if you want to join that, or if your parents want to join that, that's totally cool. And if you want more specific information about your class, then you can click one of these two tabs here, whether you're in biology or in chemistry. I've got a little about me page here. Just briefly, my head's kind of chopped off there. I got to fix that picture, but that's me and my wife. So here's my name. This is my 5th year of teaching. I graduated from EKU with a degree of biology and a minor in chemistry teaching. I'm currently going to get my master's at the University of Cumberland's, and it's a master's of education and teacher leadership. And I will finish that this fall. So I'll actually be graduating college again in December. My wife's name is Kylie. We love basically anything outdoors, hiking, kayaking. We competitively horseback ride, hunter jumper, and camping, anything like that. And also volunteer at the local youth program at a church here in town. And super important, I am excited to be your teacher this year. Okay, I haven't even met you guys yet, but I want you to know I care about each and every one of you and want to do everything I can to help you. All right, so really fast, I want to show you. If you are in biology and you click that, there's some things here for you to see. It teaches you what this class is. If you're curious, if you don't know what biology is, there you go. And I've got virtual expectations, which we just went over, but if you want to see them again or your parents want to see them, there they are. The syllabus is here. I'm going to do a monthly newsletter about what we've covered in class, basically about you guys and what all you've achieved. And if I ever have a sub, whatever that's going to look like during COVID, I'll have the sub plans there, and you can kind of see and they're going to be hyperlinked. So all you have to do is go in and click those, and it'll take you straight to the assignment. Okay. And whatever iLearns will be like, that will be on there as well. And the same thing is there for chemistry. So if we go back here, you can click it up there. But if we go back here and click chemistry, there's all the same things, but it will be for chemistry. Okay. You have the chemistry syllabus and all that stuff. So if you need more information about the class, you can find it on the Google site. And like I said, I will link that to your classroom. So all you'll have to do is click a button and it'll be there. It'll be under class materials. What else did I want to cover before I end the video? Really quickly, I want to show you this because I'm not sure how well familiar you guys are with like just Google in general. But the things I'm going to be having you use are all found in here. Now, I'll have links to them in your Google Classroom assignments, but this is called the Google Suite. And through your guys' account with the school, you have access to Gmail. You need to be familiar with how to use that because that's going to be our primary way to communicate with each other. Here's Classroom, so you can get easy access to your classroom. Drive, it's where basically everything is saved. You've got Google Docs, Sheets. This is like Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel. Slides is like Microsoft PowerPoint. You've got a calendar so that you can put in things to remind yourself about stuff. Google Meet, that's how we're going to meet. Now I'll post a link and that'll automatically open for you. And there's all kinds of stuff in here. There's YouTube, Groups, Forms, Google Earth, and you can click on any of these and move it around. So like if you say, ooh, Classroom is super important, I'm using that every day, I'm going to move that to the very, very top right there. You can do that. You can move around the Google apps within the Google Suite. All right. Again, let me end the video by saying my goal is to help you be successful. And again, but beyond chemistry or biology, that is why I'm a teacher. I care about each and every one of you, and I want to do everything in my power to help you succeed. So if you have any questions at all or any concerns, never hesitate to email me or call the school and let me know, okay? And I'll do whatever I can to help you. All right, guys, I love you. This is going to be a great school year. I am excited. While we have some new challenges, we also have some new opportunities, and I'm excited to see what those are. Hopefully, when you're done with this, you will go to this form here and check off that you are willing to follow all the expectations. Okay. And then that's your first assignment. Really easy grade, right? All right, guys. I look forward to seeing you guys throughout the school year. And this is me ending the video.